I'm happy to introduce our next reader, Ben Sherak, who is a 19-year-old writer from Brookline, Massachusetts. He has been writing poetry since the 6th grade when he was asked to rearrange quotes from Out of the Dust by Karen Hess, and crafted what several members of his class deemed cool. Thus launched an undying delight in putting sad and funny words together for applause and catharsis. Among his influences are Billy Collins, Octavio Paz, Bob Dylan, Leonard Cohen, Nas, and Spider-Man comics. He has spent summers at Bard College at Simon's Rock and the Iowa Young Writers Studio. His work has yet to be published. In addition, under the stage name Hunger, Ben released his debut rap album, Feast, to iTunes in June 2012. Hunger has a follow-up full project entitled Backbone, due March 2013. He has performed at several venues in Boston and New York City. Ben attends Sarah Lawrence College and is of the freshman class of 2016. He's not internationally known, but he's known to rock a microphone. Please welcome Ben.
Hi. This first poem is, I guess, what I sort of imagined I might get in response to my application to read here. Dear applicant, we regret to inform you that no. After reviewing your thorough resume, after forgetting your name, after laughing at your hobbies and interests, after Tim from accounting spilled coffee on your cover letter, no, he didn't even wipe it off. We hope that in the future, you are the kind of person who receives yeses, that you finish a book, that you eat something spicy, that you at the very least get a paper cut and stare into its pulses, learn the rhythm at which you can leave yourself, glimpse a rare reminder that you possess blood. We did not like you, especially not the idea of you, arriving in tan and soft blue, with a tie that almost matches, with a face that is bobbed through the background of the programs you mentioned, with a voice that is so much harder to imagine after you've heard it. If you have any further questions, consult your parents, your middle school bullies, or the redhead you've seen 4 times now in the elevator and haven't spoken to. Consult the creases you leave in your sheets. This is the only impression you make, your most lasting stench. And now another poem called Love You, Miss You by Goodnight. Tumbles numb out of me like a checklist for the 1000th time. Yes, I did brush my teeth, but I like Crest more. Divorce is dual brand loyalty, double booking. Instead of saying miss you, I should send a picture of the times, piled under the vase with drying flowers on chair 4 at the dining room table, where you would be sitting. I don't even know what you and Dad look like next to each other. I only heard the sirens of your voices burning rubber up and down the stairwell. If we had a family crest, it would be a creature in a sweater, pointer finger denting its lips, hushing. Love you, miss you, bye, good night, we pray every night. But this prayer is not like calling God, or Mom, or Dad. It is a way of hanging up before hanging up, so as not to break into psalm. This next poem was an assignment for my class with Jeff McDaniel, where we were told to take a headline from a newspaper and just turn it into a poem. So the headline is the title of the poem. Man tries to cash dead friend's check with the dead friend in tow. Take a seat. I assume you realize the implications of your actions. You face the very serious charges of trying to make ends meet, playing dress-up, and resurrecting the dead, which are all, as you should know, illegal in the state of Minnesota. Potentially, you could serve 10 years in a state prison, or if the judge and jury find you ugly, death. Pending your resurrection, you would remain imprisoned in the afterlife so long as our Minnesotan sun burns like an ice pack. Do you have anything you would like to go on record? Yes. I know he didn't leave me the money, but he left me wanting to dig until I scraped bottom for the knuckles on the other end. Also, I'm sorry to the bank for bringing them another corpse. I know ignorance of the afterlife is no excuse for breaking it. Bloodletting. What she didn't say pooled in her eyes, the only two veins she nicked and poured from when handling this knife. I want to tell her there is no hiding in this fort we built. She says, I really do love you, propping it up like a hastily made picket sign. I cross her like a picket line and go to work. During is the only time I can rip an exclamation from her. After she spills a few essays, heroin dad, we don't have money, don't leave in the fall, am I, you're not crazy, I condescend, you don't get to be crazy, just scared and in the wrong hands, normal. When she feels sexy, she plays with me like she doesn't know it's a weapon. 2 months since I last heard her scream. I am stabbing other women, hoping one of them dies like her. All right, I think this is the last poem, unless I have time for one more after it. But this is part of a series that I wrote about a strange incident that happened to me when I was about 12, where I got shot in the eye by a paintball. It sucked. And for my narrative neuropsychology class, we had to, my conference project was about, partially about therapy for crazy incidents like that through art, so this has to do with that. Field of vision. When the paintball seared into my eye, it collapsed with the certainty of a jet crash that I couldn't be Ted Williams anymore. Sonny from Bunk 4 swept me to the first of many fluorescent stations. When it came, they cut out the blindness after an opaque summer as pirate boy, swinging from ships of pity and examination. This is a field of vision test. Click every time you see a white dot. Keep your eyes fixed on the black space in the center. Baseball stars blip across this deep white dome. Sometimes I miss them. My eyes cannot dive for the ball like I do across dirt and short grass, closing in on the dirty beacon, closing in on the ground. Training to make one eye swivel like two is dizzying. With heavy autumn steam, I whisper, someday. A pearly-coated man stands in the door like a gate, then swings open and slides me into the light machine to see if I've kept my eyes fixed. To make sure I'm not closing in, that the bowl isn't filling up with shadow like acrylic, the field turning to a hallway, unlit and grassless.